Hi guys, it's April. I always seem to pick up the most emotional reads in the time where I'm the most emotional and it just creates this big mess of emotions in me, and I've just said emotion a lot. So I thought about how I was going to do my talk over volume 8 of The Girl from the Other Side, because it is just one volume of a manga that isn't really that big, and if I talk about it too much, I'm pretty much going to spoil this. Plus, I'm already going to spoil the first 7 volumes of this, so I'm probably going to do a brief, non-spoilery section of this, and then it's just going to be a word dump of everything that went on in this very emotional volume of this series, because I was not ready for it. As I said, this is volume 8 of Girl from the Other Side. This continues on in Shiva and Teacher's journey. It starts out with Teacher trying to find Shiva, who is slowly starting to succumb to the curse. And through the process of this whole volume, we learn a little bit more about the soul and how that interacts with the curse. And we get to see a little bit more of the insiders and how they're handling this whole curse issue. I very much enjoyed this volume. There is so much emotion packed into this tiny little 180 so pages of a story. I always forget how quick these reads are, and I always want it to last longer than it does. I really like Shiva and Teacher's connection, and Shiva as she is slowly growing and learning about everything that's going on and trying to piece pieces together, because she is such a young character and she has this very innocent view. Getting everything from her perspective is always so heartbreaking. This very much plays into the whole rest of the series. You have that dark, eerie fairy tale quality, you have that emotional pull, and then you have this mystery of trying to figure out everything that's going on with this brilliantly done artwork. I have to say, I am so glad that I am now reading this in physical form. I read the first 7 volumes in digital form, decided that yes, this is something that I really want to invest in, and now I'm going to be reading it all in physical form. The only thing I truly miss about the fact reading it digitally is I could make some of the illustrations bigger and I can enjoy them a little more sometimes, because this is such a small format. I really like getting into the details, but overall, I am so excited to see where this story goes. I really like where it has gone, and this is the point where I have to talk about some of the things that actually happened, because oh my gosh. So this volume 8, we really get to see a lot of the soul and what that all means according to the curse. And the fact that we're starting to lose Teacher, that was the most heartbreaking part of this all, because most of this is from Shiva's perspective. At least that's how I feel the story is being told. And so we're losing Shiva's greatest companion, and she doesn't understand why. He gave her the rest of her soul, made her complete again, but now she's subject to everyone on the inside. What is that going to mean? Because they want to cut out her soul to save everybody else. Is it actually going to save everybody else? Are we going to get Teacher back? And who was the guy in the dungeon? Because part of me hopes that it was an aspect of Teacher, that somehow he had a little bit of foreknowledge and could just be there for her a little bit and start to guide her. But maybe it is someone who is connected to Teacher, or someone who's just seeing more of what is going on. I think the thing about reading this story now, as everything is happening in the world, that is happening in the world, and the curse and how it's sort of starting to relate in my mind with the thing that shall not be named. I'm seeing a lot of similarities. There's a lot of the quarantine aspect really hit very hard in all of this, because that dungeon was created as a quarantine so that they wouldn't infect everybody else, because there is a period of time where people don't show symptoms but can still pass it on to other people. Does that sound familiar? Yes, it does. I don't see us ever getting to the place where we automatically slaughter people because we think they're infected. I don't think the similarities go that far, but just seeing some of that unrest, seeing some of that fear and how it is mirrored in everything that is going on right now hit really close to home. And so I very much appreciated that Shiva existed in this story, because if it wasn't for her and the light that she brings to this whole thing, it would be a really hard read. So that is everything that happened in these beautiful 180 pages. If you are currently going through this series and you have read this volume, I would love to talk with you down below. Just leave your thoughts and we'll start a conversation. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with every time I upload a new video, hit the subscribe button, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.